Mm.
The affection, admiration, and respect she inspired became the hallmark of her reign. And as every member of my family can testify, she combined these qualities with warmth, humor, and an unerring ability always to see the best in people.
My vlogs have been a little bit all over the place because I had so much that happened yesterday that I kind of didn't really touch on the passing of the Queen in tonight's vlog, which is Friday's vlog. And then I really, in tomorrow's vlog, which is Saturday, I don't actually know when I'm putting this up. I think I'll do this tonight as well. I really just touched on the moment that we heard the news, you know, because I happened to have the camera running at the time that we found out. So that's tomorrow's vlog, and it's only 4 minutes long. But it's not really a tribute, my thoughts or anything on the situation. So I just wanted to have a little chat to the camera about how I feel personally. I'm not a royalist as such, but I also am not anti the monarchy. I like the royal family as a group. I don't always agree with everything all of them have done, but I guess that's the same as any family, isn't it? You know, there's people in families that do things that others are not proud of, make bad decisions. It's part of life, isn't it? And the Queen, no matter what was going on, just always held her head high, always had a lot of she came across as a gentle soul that took no rubbish. So she did everything with dignity, but you got the impression she didn't take nonsense. And she had that warm, fuzzy grandma feeling, but again, a grandma that wouldn't take rubbish. And I'm going to miss seeing her on things, you know, in the news, or I'm going to miss the fact that, I mean, we all knew this would be the last Jubilee for her, but I don't feel we're going to have one for a while. And it feels weird just saying, God Save Our King. And the national anthem will be God Save Our King. And that just feels a bit weird. And our money will have to change to have his face on it and not her face on it. And there's all these little things. We're not in an Elizabethan era anymore. And it took me a while, and I still don't know how to pronounce it. But what are we in? You know, it's silly things. I don't like change. But the thing is, I knew realistically she wouldn't go on forever. Of course she didn't. She's human. But she just felt like she was going to be there forever, really. Just had that feel about her. Like, you just, every time you saw her, you'd think, oh, bless her, she's getting old. But even up until the very last minute, she was still performing her duties. So she will be missed. I thankfully haven't seen any negativity online, but I do know other people have seen it. And I know Kenzie's seen some negativity, and he said it's not nice. But I'm glad I haven't seen it. I know the royal family might not have been everybody's cup of tea, and I know some people have very strong opinions about them having a more luxurious life and the rest of us struggling a bit more. But I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole different conversation. But she was someone's mother, someone's grandmother, and I believe that she was a nice person. I wish I'd met her. I saw her once at Windsor Castle. She arrived when we were there visiting when I was about 11. And she got out of the car and her corgis got out of the car. And the flag went up to say she was at home. And she waved to everybody. And she looked like a teeny tiny figure in the distance. That was as close as I got. But I always remember it. And I remember being very excited about the fact that she arrived while we were visiting Windsor Castle. And I would like to go to Windsor or to London this weekend. But it's going to be heaving and parking's going to be a nightmare. And the transport into London's going to be a nightmare. So I probably won't, because I don't like people in general. I certainly don't like crowds. But I am sad about it. And she will be missed. And she was a hard-working woman who... She was a strong woman as well. She was one of this world's first trailblazing women, I think, who showed in a time when women did not rule and did not were not in places of power. She did, and she worked through the war, and you know, she was a hard worker. 96 years old and still working. I don't think I know anyone who can have that claim. Held the same job for 70 years. Started her job very young as well. I had a lot of respect and still do have a lot of respect for her. And I loved that she did the whole Paddington thing for her Jubilee. And if you've not seen it, Google the Queen and Paddington Bear. She had a good sense of humour. But I felt I had to say something. It couldn't go unmarked on my channel. So yeah, let me know what you think. What are your memories of the Queen? What are your favourite moments from her life, or things that struck you about her? And please keep it nice. If you've got nothing nice to say, then, as Thumper from Disney says, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Anyway, Queenie, you'll be missed. Thanks for your service.